Welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and today I'm going to be talking all about ways to make extra money while on your level up journey. Now, ladies, if you are familiar with feminine level ups, especially, when it comes to investing in yourself so that you are able to attract more high quality men and get yourself into a hypergamous marriage, if that's something you desire, it takes a lot of funds to start with. And you may need to start coming up with some financial strategies in order to support yourself so that you're more so able to invest in yourself and invest in your level up early on. Now, this can be something that is either a bit of a hindrance where you're feeling like you need to take extra jobs or work extra hours, or it can be something that benefits you and is an opportunity for you to grow. And I think exploring additional avenues in which you can work for yourself and start to also develop those entrepreneurial skills, that is what you really want to view this as an opportunity for. How can you start to make extra money for yourself to fund your level up journey while also working for yourself, developing your business skills, and starting to network early? So starting your level up in the process. That is what this video is about. So I'm going to suggest a series of elegant side businesses that you can start now, right here today, regardless largely of what you look like or where you're at now in your level up journey, so that you can start to make yourself some extra money and also start to build those contacts and build those networks up early. So if this is something that interests you, then stick around and please watch everything in this video and let me know what you think below in the comments. Now, ladies, my first suggestion here is to become a luxury private shopper. Now, I know this might sound like a bit of a dream, like a dream job. Who doesn't want to be able to spend all day shopping and spend somebody else's money to do it, right? That sounds a little too good to be true. But at the end of the day, this is actually a very practical and very real profession that people have. And if you are somebody who is particularly tuned into the fashion world, this might be an opportunity for you to really consider exploring for yourself. Now, what is the role of a luxury private shopper practically in the lives of a real woman who's not maybe a celebrity, or men? We'll get into that too as well. But what is the real job like? Well, first of all, let me explain a little bit of something about luxury stores versus consumers. A lot of times stores are not necessarily based near a particular consumer, and certain things are only sold in store. For example, Chanel, they do not sell fashion items of any kind online. So if you want, any kind of Chanel ready to wear, you have to travel to a boutique and try it on there and purchase there. Not everyone wants to do that. Not everybody is able to do that. Not everybody has the time to do that, and that's an area full of white space, so to speak, where a luxury private shopper can sort of like fill a gap or fill a purpose in someone's life. Another thing that is a little bit difficult is that things that consumers want to buy are not always the most available, right, to them. A great example of that would be Hermes. Anytime you want to buy an Hermes bag, especially a quota bag, it's referred to as that because there is a quota, a cap on the amount of them that you can buy. So if you've bought a certain amount, you're not able to purchase any more from the store. That's number one. And secondly, in order to even be offered these bags in the boutique, you have to have a certain spending history, and not everyone necessarily wants to play those games. So luxury private shoppers that are able to retain stock of highly desirable items, right, and they're able to connect those items, right, with people who might be interested in purchasing them, that is a great business opportunity. Now, this is going to require you to have quite a bit of startup capital, quite a bit of funds available, and a little bit of a social network to exist. You have to be able to really get something from the hands or from a boutique via your own purchases into the hands of an ideal consumer, and you would be marking up the price in order to do so. That said, I hope I've really kind of begin to shed a little bit of light on what this looks like practically, because it really is something that is more doable than you might think. Finally, I do just want to touch on the fact that a lot of men do use luxury private shoppers. The real benefit for them is that a lot of men really don't enjoy shopping in the way that some more fashionable women do, and they're also looking for a woman's opinion on what is going to look good on them, on what they need to be wearing for certain occasions to look their best, what the the go-to brands are. They want to really take their fashion to the next game and really represent themselves in the best way possible. So if you have that expertise, you're really going to be competitive in this area. Now, ladies, my next suggestion is for you to become a luxury handbag reseller. Now, this might sound a little bit similar to the first suggestion, but I really want to highlight what the difference here is. When you are a luxury private shopper, you are purchasing stock from, essentially stock from a store, a boutique, a luxury boutique. Maybe they are highly in demand items, things that are going to sell out very quickly, etc., etc., and you are retaining that stock in your business location, your home even, and you are connecting buyers to your inventory and selling for a markup. In contrast, when it comes to being a luxury handbag reseller, you're not going to be necessarily working with customers as much as you're going to be working with resale websites. So essentially what being a luxury handbag reseller entails is that you're able to survey the landscape of luxury handbags and pick out bags that are currently being sold for less than market value, right? Which requires you understanding what that market value is. For example, let's say you are shopping through various resale websites such as Fashion File, Yuji's Closet, The Real, etc. Maybe even eBay with their new authentication feature. And you're able to find a bag, let's say a Birkin, a 30cm Birkin in brown with gold hardware, right? If you're able to find that bag and you're like, oh, okay, like maybe the pictures are not the best here, maybe the bag lacks like a certain authentication or it's not really packaged very well, etc., and therefore like this bag is selling for less than I could actually get for it somewhere else, that would be the business opportunity. Let's say that you can get this bag, purchase it yourself, take better pictures, maybe have it like packaged very well, whatever you need to do, and then release it essentially back into the market into either a different resale website or sell it privately directly to a base of customers that you have maybe via social media. That is essentially what it is to be a luxury handbag reseller. And one story that I really wanted to highlight who's of a person who's done this particularly well, in my opinion, is Charles Gross. I think that's actually how he got his start on YouTube. He used to be a luxury handbag reseller, and I think he tells this beautiful story if you follow him on TikTok, for example, where he got his start essentially by finding a Birkin at this crazy price and taking it to an authenticator to see if it was real before he resold it back into the market. I think that that is such an inspiring and beautiful story of resilience and fortitude and like business savvy, especially at such a young age. So if this kind of profession really speaks to you and you know a thing or two about luxury handbags, I really think that being a luxury handbag reseller and simply going about this strategically might be a great business to start, especially if you are looking for something that isn't so client facing. Now, my next suggestion here is for all of you who have a passion for art, and that is to start selling art from actual artists. Now, this might sound like something that's a little bit like, wow, don't I have to actually be an artist in order to sell art? But no, you can simply be somebody who is an excellent curator of art, and that simply requires knowledge and taste, right? Being able to connect people who want certain styles of art with actual artists and being able to charge for that. Now, I really want to start here by explaining sort of the backdrop and the landscape that we're currently dealing with. As AI has come out, you've seen this huge, let's say, almost like an epidemic of these people who are trying these get-rich-quick schemes to sell AI-generated art, right, which is highly controversial, and a lot of actual artists really consider this theft in a way, but that's neither here nor there. There's a lot of people who are doing this, who are selling AI generated art as if it is their actual art on Etsy, etc. And it's making it more difficult than ever to actually buy high quality art for people who are not invested in the art scene in a certain way. And you really have to understand that a lot of people who are maybe more so on the wealthy or affluent side of society, they do not have a lot of spare time to just be browsing random people on Instagram, connecting with these indie artists and shopping each one of their releases and collections. They are people who value their time more than they value money. So the gap that you're filling, the white space that you're filling as an art reseller, is that you are essentially able to purchase and retain inventory, art prints, personal paintings, etc. from artists, right, and hold that inventory in your home or in your location of business, and then you're selling that directly to clients who may be interested in certain styles of art, right? And you're connecting them with that. Excuse me, I cannot speak for whatever reason today, but you're connecting them to that directly, and they're saving time in the process of that. Now, this is going to require that you have a lot of high-level knowledge about what people are actually looking for when it comes to modern art. A lot of people are looking for things that are new, that are different. They don't want these things that look like they were painted in like the 14th century, right? They don't want that kind of like look. They want something that's fresh, that's funky, that's innovative, that's non-figurative, illustrative, right? Whatever, things that are experimental and kind of weird. That is the kind of thing and the kind of expertise that you're going to have. So it's really going to be a mix of both the arbitrage skills, being able to spot things that are undervalued in the marketplace, and also the people skills, the psychology, being able to connect, a certain style of art with, oh, this is going to look really good right here in your home. This is going to speak to you, to your personal style, to what you like. I know exactly what you need and where you need it, and I'm going to connect you with that. That kind of skill set is what you really need to be successful in this business model. And as long as you are able to do that, I think that this is going to be a really promising way both to start to invest in yourself, in your own kind of business, and your own personal reputation as somebody who is an excellent art curator, somebody who really has great taste in art. Now, finally, I just want to address that you definitely are going to be someone who has very good people skills, because a lot of artists are not actually good business skills, are not actually good when it comes to business, excuse me. They don't have a lot of business skills. So you're going to have to actually be explaining to people what that would practically look like if they're releasing a print, or they're releasing a certain, kind of painting, or maybe they do sculpture, etc. You're going to have to be able to explain to them like, hey, I want to be able to purchase maybe like 5 of these and be able to hold them as inventory for sale later, if that would be okay with you, and explain what the benefit might look like practically, because somebody who sells makeup, they understand what it's like to, sell, like, let's say like 300 units to Ulta and have that in a contract, but an artist may not necessarily understand what that benefit is to them. So you're definitely going to have very excellent people skills and be able to scope out new artists, connect with them, and build those business relationships as well as with clients. Now, the next thing that I'm going to suggest is for all of you who have excellent taste, and that is to create luxury interior design boards for clients. Now, this is going to be the type of job that is all about the magic words on social media. Where did you get that? If every time like you see a comment that's on somebody's page asking where'd you get that, where'd you get that, where'd you get that, and you know where they got that, this is the side hustle for you. This is the elegant business for you, because you're going to be able to connect people who want to know these things, who want that latest and greatest, that cutting edge, the where'd you get that moment in their homes. Now, to start to elaborate a little bit more, you have to really be on the pulse of the trends that are happening in society. And younger generations, like millennial and under, are just now coming into money. They're just now being able to start buying homes, etc., as a collective. And they're starting to decorate more and more. And they're decorating in the same way that they started, getting married, right? Millennials are all about things that are Instagram friendly, aesthetic, that are going to be in millennial colors, trendy. They are all about the social media moment, or I guess I should say we, because I am in fact a millennial. So sad. But it's all about the social media moment, the thing that is so postable, so aesthetic. And anytime that you're able to connect to that and provide that, that's going to be a point of value that you have. Another thing that really characterizes younger generations, like millennials and under, like especially Gen Z, but also millennials, is a bit of social anxiety. So whereas baby boomers and even to some extent Gen X were super social generations, they like to work one-on-one with people like interior designers, especially people who have great, people skills and are very personable. Millennials and younger, they don't want to interact with a person if they don't have to. They are, in any grocery store headed straight to the self-checkout. They do not want to talk to a person. They don't want to talk to the Uber driver. They don't want you asking them how their day was or how about this weather. They don't want to interact with you. So anytime that you're able to merge those two skill sets, that is white space in the market. You are essentially providing somebody with interior design services without them actually having to speak to an interior designer, and a lot of people are going to pay for that, trust me. So anytime that you're able to maybe like let's say like you're really good with like social, and you have like a bit of like maybe like a micro following on like Instagram or socials, right? You are going to be the ideal person to do something like this. And you're just going to want to be able to make it known that you are providing these services, that you're able to assess people's personal style, connect them with things that are going to be really great for them, and let them know everywhere that they need to like essentially give them a game plan. So what do they need to purchase? What room is it going to go in? How is everything going to match? What is it going to look like in a photo layout? If you're good with working with any sort of like a Photoshop layout, anything like that, this is also going to be great for you. Now, the unique value that you're really going to bring to this is that if you're that girl who always knows what that is, or where somebody got that, for example, like the Togo couch by Lynn Rosé, the let's say the famous tufted couch by Mario Bellini. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce this because I am not Italian, but you probably do. If you know how to pronounce like Loewe, for example, chances are you are somebody who would be great at something like this, because anytime somebody is asking, where did you get that? You know where they got that. And you know how to make a space aesthetic. And that is value that you can provide in the marketplace. So your game plan is essentially going to be broadcasting and putting yourself out there on social in whatever way you can, and making it known that this is something you do via stories or whatever. And essentially you're going to get clients that way, and this is going to be something that is really like a cushiony sort of freelance way that you can work from home. It's going to be client facing, meaning that you're going to be working a lot with people, but this is going to be a bit different in that you're not going to have so much of that like FaceTime interaction. More so you're probably going to be working in like DMs and things like that. So if you're somebody who is really good with social, you're always on your phone, you might as well turn that into a money making opportunity by doing something like creating luxury interior design boards. Now, ladies, that's going to wrap up this video for me. If you've enjoyed all of these, elegant side hustles, or at least I think that they are elegant side hustles, I would love to do any one of these if I have the time. But if you have enjoyed this video, then please leave it a like below and check out the other videos on my channel. I am all about all things level up. So until next time, I'll see you in my next video.